On today's video, I'm going to be taking you on a driving tour through the new community 10 Mile Creek right here in Celina, Texas. This neighborhood is located just off the Collin County Outer Loop, an incredible spot for future growth and development. I'll be showing you around the community, talking about the different floor plans, pricing, and what's available here. From 55 and 60 foot lots to single family homes and even townhomes. This area is designed to be a really walkable community with ponds, parks, great amenities, and a planned commercial development right on the edge of the neighborhood. If you're curious about what's coming to this area and what makes it such an exciting place to live, stay tuned as we take a closer look at 10 Mile Creek.
So that makes sense.
Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in today on another video. You join me over here in Celina, Texas. We are going to be driving through the new community 10 Mile Creek, located just along the Collin County Outer Loop and not too far away from Preston Road. It is on the opposite side of where Parks at Wilson Creek is being built. Like half a year ago, I came into this neighborhood, been talking about it for about half a year ago, I went through this neighborhood. It was still a bunch of flat land. They're finally putting up houses, so you can kind of get an idea of the curb appeal. But we'll be talking about what to expect on the tax rate, HOA fees, builders in here, price ranges, what I like, what I don't like about this neighborhood. So if you are looking at new construction in Celina, Texas, and you want to be on something that's like a 60-foot lot, or maybe you're looking for townhomes and you want to be in something that's a good upcoming area with new developments, maybe this will be a good option for you. You also probably going to need a budget of like 700, 800K, maybe a little bit less if you're looking at some of those townhomes, but I'll get into those prices here in a little bit. But we're going to break down some of the other things first, like PIDs and tax rates. So within here, it is zoned for Collin County. Tax rate is going to be 2.06% plus a PID, which is probably going to put you around like 2.8%. Now, when you go to the builder and you ask them, hey, what's the PID? And they tell you it in a percentage of the tax, don't go by that. Like actually ask them like how much each lot is, because what will happen is you'll go into a neighborhood and the 50-foot lots might be a different price from the 60-foot lots. And for example, in this neighborhood, if you do a 50-foot lot product, the PID is going to be $385 per month. And then if you do a 60-foot lot, the PID is going to be $417 per month. Now the HOA in here is going to be $600 semi-annually, which is going to be $1,200 per year. So you are going to have a little bit higher of an HOA compared to, like for example, Hillside Village, I just did a neighborhood tour over, and that HOA in there was $850 annually. You get the same amount of amenities, rather than in here, it's $1,200 per year, so a little bit more expensive, but you know, you get about the same amenities as that other neighborhood. So you are a little bit higher than maybe some of the other new construction. PIDs are also gonna be roughly about the same, but yeah, just know like your PIDs are going to be like $385 to $417 per month. They could be even more some years. It's not perfect, but like some years it could be like $3,500, and then the next year it's like $3,400, and then the next year after that it's $3,600. So you're going to get a detailed sheet over all the prices of each year on that PID. The other interesting thing I've seen popping up, I've seen this from Coventry. I haven't seen this from the other builders, but Coventry right now is doing a sales promotion. Now, Coventry isn't building in this neighborhood, but I'm just throwing this out here because I would be pissed if I was a person who bought a house like 6 months ago with a PID, because Coventry right now is doing a promotion where if you buy a house within those neighborhoods with a PID, you have no PID. So I guess they are paying for the PID. You are not doing the PID. So if you are paying a PID in some of these neighborhoods with Coventry homes, I would be banging down on that sales office or contacting corporate or the city, because I would be very upset that I'm having to pay a PID, but now some other people aren't having to pay a PID because the builder paid the PID for them. I would be upset. Do with that information with what you want, but that is what's going on right now in this market. I don't see it happening with all the builders. I've just seen it with Coventry, but I would be upset. All right, so do with that information with what you want. All right, builders in here, you're gonna have American Legend, William Ryan Homes, and Grandier Townhomes. For American Legend, for their 55-foot lots, they've got 8 floor plans available. You could do a 4-bed, 3-bath, 2,001 square feet, 1 story, starting at $515,000. You could then do a 4-bed, 3.5 bath, 3,109 square feet, 2 stories, starting at $629,000, or a 60-foot lot with 13 floor plans available, 4-bed, 3-bath, 2,429 square feet, 1 story, starting at $594,000, or a 4-bed, 4.5 bath, 3,230 square feet, 2-story plan starting at $687,000. Here is the plat map for American Legend. Yellow is going to be the 50-foot lots, blue is going to be the 60-foot lots, red is going to be sold, and gray is going to be the homes that are already reserved. For William Ryan, you've got 14 floor plans you can pick from. On the low end, you could build from a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,712 square feet, 1-story starting at $497,000, or you could do a 4-bed, 4.5-bath, 3,643 square feet starting at $741,000. The plat map for William Ryan homes, blue is going to be available, red is going to be sold, turquoise is going to be the quick move-ins, and gray is going to be the future lots in there. I would say I like a good bit of these homes. Now, there is a really big pond in this neighborhood. All right, ponds are nice. They look pretty. It's nice to back up to them. You know, you can see your little pond. But I'm just letting you know, when April rolls around and we get into May and we get into June, you will start getting eaten alive by the mosquitoes. So just, what do you want? Right? Like, the pond is nice. It looks, you know, it's pretty. I walk out into my backyard and oh, look at the little pond. But then you're going to get into May and you're going to be getting your blood sucked out of you by all these crazy mosquitoes that are the size of birds. And Texas is going to be one of like the top states to just get eaten alive by mosquitoes. So, you know, that is just something to keep in mind, right? Like, if you see the pond, it's all nice, but just know, like, especially if you're like relocating to the area and you just don't know what Texas bugs are like I would just stay away from a pond or like a creek system in the back, right? But that's just me. So if you're looking at lots, I would pick something that's more on the south side of this community. Also on the south side of this community, because I don't want to be that close to the Collin County Outer Loop. Like, I want to be close to the Collin County Outer Loop, but I don't want to like back up right to it. And not that some of the single families do, but the townhome neighborhood, that is right next to the Collin County Outer Loop. So kind of keep that in mind as well. And for these townhomes, they've got 4 floor plans. You can do a 3-bed, 2.5-bath, 1,852 square feet starting at $384,000, or you could do a 3-bed, 2.5-bath, 1,867 square feet starting at $404,000. Now, for the plat map on here, it's already going to show you which homes are being built for the floor plans. It's already been predetermined, so it's not like you can just walk up to this lot and be like, hey, townhome builder, can you put this floor plan on here? That's not going to work like that. They're already going to have it set out with what they're building on that lot. So look on there, look at their plat map, find what floor plan you like, and then just figure out, you know, match that up with what's being built on that plat map and see if any of those lots work for you. And then right now on the market, when I pulled out the MLS single family homes, the cheapest home active in here is a 4-bed, 3-bath, 2,429 square feet on a 6,600 square foot lot, priced at $599,000 at $246 per square foot. And the most expensive home in here is a 5-bed, 6-bath, 3,970 square feet on a 7,200 square foot lot at $850,000 at $214 per square foot. Amenities in here, you're going to have amenity center, resort style pool, open spaces, trail system that's going to be like around the pond and those trees. You've got playgrounds, dog park, and walkable retail and dining areas. So that is what's a little bit different than some of the other new construction communities coming around here. They're also adding in some commercial developments. I do believe they're going to add, I would expect they're going to add some apartments around this area. I don't know how close it is going to be to the neighborhood, but I don't think it'll be before long where you see another apartment complex pop up along the Collin County Outer Loop. I don't know where it's exactly going to be located at, but once again, this goes back into my point about new construction. If you're buying new construction and you back up to a field right now, just try to figure out the zoning or work with your agent, or, you know, if you're working with me, we'll try to figure out those things about what's being zoned behind the house. That way we're making the most informed decision before we, you know, purchase that lot and build a house and then figure out, you know, 2 months later after you move in, they're putting an apartment complex right behind it. School zoning in here is going to be zoned for Martin Elementary, Moore Middle School, and Celina High School. Now, there is a new elementary school and a new middle school getting built just across the Collin County Outer Loop. So maybe this neighborhood gets rezoned for that, maybe not for the elementary, or maybe for the elementary, but definitely the middle school. It's Moore Middle School, which is a little bit further away, but I see that changing later on once they build in the new middle school that's up along the Collin County Outer Loop, just across the street from Cross Creek Meadows, which is just about 5 minutes away. Commute times out of here, down to Dallas is going to be an hour and 5 minutes. Frisco is going to be 25 minutes away. DFW Airport is going to be 45 minutes away. Fort Worth is going to be an hour and 30 minutes away. Nearest grocery store is going to be 8 minutes away, and the nearest hospital is going to be 10 minutes away. Breaking down the pros and cons of this neighborhood, all right, for the pros, you've got American Legend, which is building in here, which is a great builder. William Ryan, I don't really care for them. Maybe you guys watched my home tour I did just over William Ryan House. You know, it's going to be a lot more basic, right? And I don't really care much for grandier homes. For townhomes, yeah, maybe they're a little bit better than some of the other townhomes. I do think they're a decent price range and affordable, and you're within a good community that's going to have tons of amenities and in a good location, not too far away from Preston Road to be able to go to more shopping, get down to the Gates of Prosper, which is like 10-15 minutes away as well. I also like how they have the townhomes separated from the single family. So like the thing with me is like if I'm a buyer, or this is how I think about it. If I'm a buyer and I'm looking at townhomes, I want to buy a townhome in the neighborhood with a bunch of other single family. I don't want to buy a neighborhood of just townhomes. I'd rather buy in a neighborhood with townhomes and other single family. Now, yes, that might be a premium on that townhome because there's probably going to be some other amenities in there, but I do think there's more value in a townhome within a community with other single family homes. Now, if I'm a single family home buyer, I would say not to buy, you know, across the street from townhomes, or like you go over to the Mosaic and they're building these townhomes and right across the street you've got like 70-foot lots that are over $1 million. That doesn't compute. That doesn't make any sense to me why they're doing that. Rather than in this neighborhood, they've actually put the townhomes like sectioned away through like a tree line in the pond on the opposite side, and they put it actually closer to the Collin County Outer Loop, which is what I like there. Instead of putting the single family up along the Collin County Outer Loop, they put the townhomes up along the Collin County Outer Loop, which I think is better. So I do like how they have a separation so that, you know, when you're buying a single family house, you don't just open your front door and then boom, there's townhomes. Now, like I said, if I was a townhome buyer, I'd buy into a neighborhood like this where there's other single family homes within the neighborhood. Also, it's located right off the Collin County Outer Loop. Now, this can be seen as a pro and con. It can be seen as a pro if you're like a commuter. Now, this Collin County Outer Loop is actually going to get connected out to 75 highway. So, you know, potentially if you work out in Sherman, or you work in Melissa or Anna, or you're working over on that side of 75 highway, this is going to connect out to there at some point. Now, I think it's still going to take like 2 to 3 years, kind of like the Dallas North Tollway, to get built out to these areas, but just know that is coming. So for right now on the outside of the community, you know, you turn right and then it's a dead end at the Collin County Outer Loop within like 2 minutes. You go left, it takes you all the way out to like Cambridge Crossing and those areas. It takes you through the Dallas North Tollway and where that's getting built. But if you turn right out of the neighborhood, Collin County Outer Loop is a dead end, and then you can see after that it is getting, you know, flattened out. They're building, they're putting in the infrastructure, and you're going to have that Collin County Outer Loop that's attaching. Now, on the flip side of that, the con side, as this Collin County Outer Loop gets bigger, because it's going to be like probably 4 lanes on both sides, right? 8 lanes total, or maybe even more, maybe less over the course of 10 years, right? This is for people that are planning to buy a house and live in it for a long time. You are going to notice more noise. Right now, the noise isn't really that bad because it's these single lanes, not a bunch of, no, there's more cars driving in this area, but not a whole bunch of cars right now for like 8 lanes. It is going to get even bigger, so in time, you will notice more road noise. So that goes back to my point. If you're looking at lots, I would just try to buy as far south into this neighborhood if you're looking at single family homes. Now, is that going to make a world of difference on the sound? Very, very marginally. I just, you know, if I can get further away from it, I want to get further away from it, right? And being right off the Collin County Outer Loop means you're close to Preston Road. And right off Preston Road right now, you've got tons of things getting built. Costco, HEB. Well, HEB is down Frontier Parkway, but that's not too far. Then you have Lowe's. You've got the hospital system that just got built. And there's going to be more commercial things getting built. There's even a Walmart coming in now. So at the intersection of the Collin County Outer Loop, like on the northwest quadrant, like basically it goes like Costco's on one side, Lowe's is on one side, and then on the other, like northwest quadrant, that's going to be a shopping center and a Walmart that's going to be going into there. So there's going to be tons of things to just be around shopping wise where you don't have to travel into the Gates of Prosper anymore. Now, the Gates of Prosper is going to provide more kind of, I say better shopping. It's not going to be like high-end Louis Vuitton and all the bougie stuff, but like they've got some better retail and shopping around restaurants. I think people are still going to be going into the Gates of Prosper to do some shopping, but at least you're getting Costco and some other retail shopping outside this area, because that's kind of the one thing that's missing. Most people in this area have to drive down to the Gates of Prosper to go to their grocery stores or shopping like that. And then this neighborhood also doesn't feel too big or, you know, too overwhelming. It is going to be a good sized neighborhood, 270 acres. Good amount of homes in here. So if you do want like your younger kids to be around other younger kids, young families, I think this is like the perfect setup, perfect neighborhood to kind of pick from. Now, cons in here, I kind of already mentioned some, right? The Collin County Outer Loop could be seen as a con. You're also further away from 380. You don't have the easiest connection right now to the Dallas North Tollway. That will get better over time. But you do have other options and other roads. So you could take Custer or Coit South to get onto 380. You don't have to take Preston Road. So having a few other roads on the backside is kind of nice because you don't have to sit in the traffic on Preston Road. So that is nice having the options to go down multiple streets that go very long and straight down even to Frisco if you don't want to hop on Preston Road, because Preston Road can get pretty busy at times. Now around these areas right now, it's still 1 lanes. The roads aren't that good, but those will continue to expand out. So just over the next 5 years, just once again, you're just going to be going through the growing pains of this area. I also wish there was better builders in here. I do like an American Legend house, but it's just interesting. You go into an American Legend, it's going to feel way different than a William Ryan home. Now, the William Ryan is going to be more budget friendly, but I do wish there was a little bit, because I like this community and like the future of what this is going to bring with retail and shopping. I just wish there was a little bit better builders. Now, William Ryan still has a decent curb appeal. The houses look nice in here. American Legend curb appeal looks great, but I just wish there was a little bit better builders to just add more value onto these houses. Backyard sizes really aren't going to be the biggest. They're decent enough. They're going to be like 120, 110 depths on these backyards, so like 7,000 square foot, maybe 6,000, maybe 8,000, somewhere around that range. And then majority of the neighborhood was flat, which is a pro, but there were some homes in here that are up on retaining walls, but not really a big major deal in my opinion, like we saw over at Hillside Village. I think those are two neighborhoods to kind of compare. If you're comparing neighborhoods, I would take 10 Mile Creek over Hillside Village, but it depends on what you're looking at. Like, I would take a Shattuck home over a William Ryan home. You're gonna get good amenities, but I like the fact that you're gonna have retail and walkable stuff with 10 Mile Creek, which is, I think, is gonna add more value onto this. The walkable area around those commercial things is like grocery store and like a McDonald's. You're not really gonna walk around that area where Hillside Village is. I think this 10 Mile Creek is gonna be better for like walkability and things like that. All right, that's gonna do it for 10 Mile Creek and the information on the new construction and what to expect with this neighborhood. If you guys have any other questions about these builders or buying within Celina and you're looking to work with a real estate agent, would love to work with you and your family on your home search. I have all my information down below on how to contact me. Other than that, peace out, y'all, and take it easy as always. Thanks for checking out my channel and watching that video. I got more videos floating around here. If you're in the market to buy or sell real estate in the DFW area, I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. Besides that, bye.